recognize Steph Curry as a great player and argue that he might be the best player in the world. But this love fest, I mean, if Steph Curry passed gas right now, folks will call it perfume.
You have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 6/10 of a second.
Boy, he has a great motor. I think a lot of people don't understand how great his motor is. He never stops moving. His ball handling, his ability to shoot the ball off the dribble and off the catch, is uncanny. I don't think there's ever been a guy in our league to be able to shoot the ball as well as he does, off the dribble or off the catch, off the ball. And he just creates so many different matchup problems for your defense, and you always have to be aware of them.
How do you slow him down?
Same way you slow me down. You can't.
Hello YouTube. Before I get talking about everything in this video, first let me start off, Steph Curry right here, he's just trying to enjoy his offseason at the park. And I got these toxic lineups coming at me. I got 2 lockdowns right here. This dude's got 2 lockdown symbols by his man. That means he's like, a 94. I'm just trying to shoot some threes, but they forced me to get hyped, so I dunk on this lockdown right here. That's something, Steph Curry, he can dunk. He's done it before. He rarely does it just because, he's kind of small and he's really got to get going. But he's got a couple in his career that are actually pretty nice. And I think I got one more in this video beside this, so, pretty realistic 2 times in this whole gameplay video. But so, Steph Curry, he is a generational player. It's really to the point where people are starting to put him really high in categories. A lot of people, including me, consider him the best shooter of all time. Because, people like Ray Allen, Reggie Miller and stuff, they were really great shooters, and they would do a lot of it off catch. But Steph Curry, before him, no one was coming down the court, and you had to pick him up at the, the half-court line, basically, 3/4 court line. He's just as great shooting off dribble as he is catch and shoot. I didn't read any statistics, don't quote me on that. But, I mean, if you watch him play, you would think that. And really, in everything, his shooting is where it all starts. Just because people have to pick him up so high. If you watch the Warriors games, it really changes the way you have to guard him. I mean, plus having, 3 of the top 10, top 20 players on the team helps. But anyway, having to guard Steph Curry so high, it makes it to where the floor is so spread out, so there's so much space. And Steph Curry, he's not just a shooter, really, which, crazy enough. He's really good at finishing inside, and I said earlier in the video with the dunking. He's not, a powerhouse like Westbrook just driving in, but he's one of the most craftiest players in the league, getting in there, doing his little floaters, doing some acrobatic layups, getting it off even when there's a defender right there. What is it? So Steph's not just a great shooter and a great inside finisher. He's a great dribbler. He's got one of the craftiest. He's a great passer, averages tons of assists and lots of hockey assists, believe it or not. And he's a great rebounder as well, being a short guy, not the most athletic in the world. And he plays with a lot of big players on his team. But he still goes down there and grabs like 5 rebounds a game, which is crazy to think about. Now in this video, I could have made a Steph Curry build, a little 6'3" dude, shot creating sharp, whatnot. But I'm out here with the stretch big. I made him look like Steph Curry. His face is a little bit messed up, but don't worry about that. He had a bad makeover. But a stretch big really in 2K is basically Steph Curry in real life. Stretch bigs in 2K, they can dribble, which, they shouldn't, but they can. They can shoot, that's Steph Curry right there, best shooting in the game. And what Steph Curry does, even though he's short, he shoots over people. He can shoot contested. People that get to late closeout, it's nothing. And that's exactly, stretch bigs in this game. If it's a late closeout, if you get a yellow, might as well not be a contest at all. That's going in. And if you're short, a 6'3", play sharp, a 6, if you're not 6'4", 6'5", 6, even those, it's very rarely. But if you're shorter than like 6'5", your chance is out the window. They're hitting that, you could jump and you'll just get a yellow still. Let me talk about Steph Curry's jump shot in the game. You saw I was using that for a portion of the gameplay, and then the rest of the gameplay I went to a normal base. Steph Curry's base, you can green with it. It feels kind of slow, which is weird. You would think it's pretty fast. And it's really just because people, when they use shooters in this game, the best way to do it is just use the fastest jump shot you can. Because you got such a high three-point rate. As long as you get the shot off, you have a great chance of greening it. And, why would you want to have a slower jump shot and, green it the same as a super fast jump shot? And, no one's going to have time to contest it. Plus, Steph Curry, it does have a pretty high release too, so you can definitely make it work if you like, medium range jumpers. But I was struggling too. Plus, because I was just trying to get some clips, and then I was the most try-hard people were coming at me, And Steph Curry, he's not trying to go super try-hard. The NBA season just ended. He's just out here to have some fun. If you want to feel like Steph Curry on this game, I definitely recommend making a stretch big. You can make a short sharp and make him look more like him. Why not have a giant Steph? You can still dribble, do behind the backs, juke people. You can, your defense is actually going to be better just because you're taller. Your rebounding is going to be better just because you're taller. Your finishing is going to be better just because you're taller, for no other reason. And, you got everything you need. You got all the shooting badges on, Hall of Fame, which, Steph Curry, shoot from the corner, shoot from limitless, shoot off the catch, all that perfectly. You still do difficult, silver, so you can be doing fades, all this stuff like, shooting off the dribble, just like Steph does. And you can still really, without the acrobat badge, you can still do some euros and stuff and be crafty in the paint and finish. So this is definitely the build to go. And then not only that, you just got to do a little step back. If you got a short guy on you, it's green every time. You can pull it. You don't got to worry about, if you got a tall 6'10" lockdown on you, which are everywhere now. You don't have to worry about being 6'3" and him getting blocked or him jumping out and getting a red contest. If you're shooting higher over him, it's only going to be a light contest and that baby's green. Having such a high three-point range and being tall, being able to shoot from anywhere, it really makes you feel like Steph Curry. But once you get takeover, that's the real. It should be renamed Curry takeover, to be honest. Because once you got takeover, as soon as you hit half court, you could really pull, green it easily. You can move around. People are going to be so afraid of your takeover just because they know they've been spurned by too many sharps before. If you're, you're doing a move, they're going to be jumping. They're going to be sending doubles at you. And if they do that, you got an easy pass, little Steph Curry flashy behind the back, hit somebody cut into the paint. And really, if you want to just keep doing some moves, you could actually shoot over two people doubling you. Because if they don't get a red contest, that thing's going in. And, it's kind of like, Steph Curry in the NBA. Once he's hot, oh, man. Everyone's sending swarms at him. The best defenders are on him, but there's nothing you can do. Like Steph Curry, he got hot in the finals a few years ago. They even had Kawhi trying to check him. He couldn't do it. There was a Thunder's game, a few years ago as well. Steph Curry got hot. The game was basically over, but right in the last second, Steph Curry just hits, crosses half court, just pops it up. Not even at the shot clock. There's still a few seconds left and bangs it. And that's basically what takeover is a stretch big. Being Steph Curry in NBA 2K19, aka being a stretch big, it gives you the advantage in basically every mode you play. Park threes, it's a game to 21, so if you have somebody that's hitting threes, 3 out of every 4 clip, and the other team's taking a bunch of twos, you're going to win, just because, it's whoever gets there quicker. And just being able to shoot threes, it makes you harder to guard, because everyone's split out more. People have more opportunities to cut if they're inside build, the court spread, if someone likes to dribble or use screens, there's just more thing, and people can't just sit in the paint. Twos, they got to hit 11 twos if they want to win, but you only have to hit 7 threes. So it's going to be easier to get a stop if they're going in the paint, doing mid-range stuff. If you have 11 chances, whereas if someone's a knockdown three-point shooter, it's going to be, only 7 shots they could win, and they could really do that. And not only that, they can do other stuff just from behind the three-point line to cut into the paint and everything since it's wide open. Pro-Am, everyone needs a three-point shooter. There's 5 people on the court. The more space you have, the more stuff you can do. And then sometimes you just need someone that can hit a shot. If everyone's getting locked up, you can shoot. Being Steph Curry, big giant Steph Curry, 7 foot. You can just make a little bit of space, a little hezzy, a little pick and pop, and then you can hit a 3 over them. And really, once you get hot too, and then it's a whole different ball game. They can't just stick one finger on you. They basically got to face guard you or start 10 and doubles, and that's going to change the whole roar of the game. I can go on about Steph Curry and everything he does well, but I'm going to leave you guys with a few clips. If you want to be Steph Curry in NBA 2K19, I highly recommend making a stretch big. Basically, you can be Steph Curry and do everything he does in real life, but you'll be 8 inches taller, so it'll make it that much easier. If you stayed this long for the video, I appreciate it. I'm out. Catch you guys later.
How much fun is it now that the game is over to think about the matchup he had with Steph Curry?
Man, he can shoot that ball, can't he? Man, I felt like I was as close as you could get to him, but A lot of credit to Steph, man. He plays hard, plays the right way, but that's a good team win for us.
All that stuff he learned going to your camps as a kid.
Whatever. He learned that from Dale, from his dad. You know what I mean? But it's a really good team over there. I'm just happy we got up for this game.
What was your reaction when you saw what Curry did?
Oh, that was embarrassing. I mean, really. When you watch it, right? He's coming down the lane, then he's going out, and then he stops, right? Oh, where you? Hey, come back. Just sit down. And then, I mean, as a defender, when you're off balance like that, that's embarrassing.